My husband slipped something into my soup, thinking I wasn't looking. When he stepped out, I switched our bowls. What unfolded 30 minutes later left me in shock. I'm standing in my kitchen in downtown Chicago watching my husband, Marcus, die on the cold marble floor, and all I can think about is how this poison was meant for me. His body is shaking violently. White foam is coming out of his mouth, like he's some kind of sick animal. His eyes are wide open, staring at me, but I can tell he can't really see me anymore. He's trying to say something, but only weird choking sounds are coming out. This is all wrong. So very wrong. 30 minutes ago, we were sitting at our dining table like any normal Tuesday night. Marcus had made his famous tomato soup, the same recipe his mom taught him when we first started dating in college. He was being extra sweet tonight, telling me how much he loved me and how lucky he was to have such a successful wife. But I saw what he did when Marcus thought I wasn't looking. I watched him take a small glass bottle from his pocket. He poured something clear into my soup bowl. It looked like water, but I knew it wasn't. My heart started beating so fast I thought it might explode in my chest. Marcus has been acting strange for weeks, always asking about my business accounts, my life insurance, and who would get my hotels if something happened to me. I own 3 boutique hotels here in Chicago, 2 in Miami and 1 in Los Angeles. They're worth millions of dollars, but seeing him put something in my food made everything click into place like a horrible puzzle. When his phone rang, Marcus jumped up from the table. "Sorry, honey, it's work. I'll be right back," he said, walking into the living room to take the call. That's when I did it. I quickly switched our soup bowls. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped them, but I managed to put his bowl where mine was and my bowl where his was. Then I sat back down and tried to look normal, even though my whole body felt like it was on fire with fear. Marcus came back a few minutes later, smiling at me like nothing was wrong. "Sorry about that. Work never stops. You know, we both started eating our soup." Marcus was talking about his day, asking about my meetings in downtown Chicago, acting like the perfect husband, but I could barely taste anything. I kept watching his face, waiting for something to happen. And then it did. About 20 minutes after we finished eating, Marcus suddenly stopped talking. He was telling me about some boring report he had to finish, and then his words just stopped. His face went really pale, like all the blood had drained out of it. "I don't feel good," he whispered, putting his hand on his stomach, then he started sweating. Big drops of sweat were rolling down his face. Even though our house wasn't hot, he tried to stand up from his chair, but his legs gave out and he fell hard onto the kitchen floor. That's when the shaking started. Now I'm watching my husband of 5 years die from whatever poison he put in my soup, the same poison that should have killed me instead. I should call 911, but I can't move. I can't even breathe properly. Marcus's phone is buzzing on the counter. I can see the screen from where I'm standing. It's a text message from someone named S that says, "Is it done? Call me when she's gone." My sister Sophia's name starts with S. My own sister and my husband wanted me dead. I finally grab my phone with shaking hands and call 911, "Please help." I whisper to the operator, "My husband is dying. I think he's been poisoned." But even as I'm saying the words, I know it's too late. Marcus isn't moving anymore. His eyes are still open, but they're empty now, like nobody's home. The poison that was supposed to kill me in my beautiful Chicago penthouse has killed him instead, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now. What would you do if you discovered your own family was trying to kill you? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the next chapter where we'll find out exactly how long Marcus and Sophia have been planning this betrayal. 3 weeks ago, everything in my life was perfect, at least that's what I thought. I was sitting in my corner office on the 40th floor of the Willis Tower in Chicago, looking out at Lake Michigan and feeling like I owned the world, and in many ways I did. My hotel business was booming. The Victoria Grand in downtown Chicago was fully booked for the next 6 months. My Miami Beach location was making more money than I'd ever dreamed possible. Even my newest hotel in Beverly Hills was already turning a profit. I had worked so hard to build this empire, started with nothing but a small loan and a big dream when I was just 22 years old. Now at 29 I was worth over $15 million. Marcus seemed so proud of me back then. He would brag to his friends about his successful wife. "My Victoria is going to be the next big hotel mogul." He would say at dinner parties in our Lincoln Park neighborhood, "I'm just lucky she chose me." But looking back now, I can see when things started to change. It began with small questions that seemed innocent at the time. Marcus would ask me about my business accounts while we were having breakfast. "Honey, which bank do you use for the hotel profits?" He would say, sipping his coffee like it was just casual conversation, or he would bring up my life insurance while we were watching TV in our living room. "Victoria, do you think we have enough life insurance? What happens to your hotels if something bad happens to you?" I thought he was just being a caring husband, planning for our future together, maybe thinking about having kids someday and wanting to make sure we were financially secure. But then I started noticing other things. Marcus began asking me detailed questions about my daily schedule. Where was I going? Who was I meeting with? What time would I be home? He said he just wanted to plan nice dinners for us, but it felt like he was keeping track of my every move. My sister, Sophia, started coming around more often too. She would show up at our house in Lincoln Park unannounced. Always when I was at work, Marcus would tell me later, "Oh, Sophia stopped by. We just talk about family stuff." Sophia had always been jealous of my success growing up in our small apartment on the south side of Chicago. She would get angry whenever I got good grades or won awards at school. "Why does Victoria get everything?" She would complain to our parents when I started my first hotel. Sophia made mean comments about how I was showing off and thinking I'm better than everyone. But I thought she had gotten over that jealousy. She was 26 now, old enough to be happy for her sister's success. I was wrong. One evening, I came home early from a meeting in downtown Chicago and found Marcus and Sophia sitting very close together on our couch. They were talking in whispers, and when they saw me, they quickly moved apart. "Hey, honey," Marcus said, his voice sounding fake and too cheerful.